There we go. Alright, wonderful. What's up, people? We did it. We hit 5,000 subs. So happy. It's awesome. How are we feeling today? We have started. The Christmas tree isn't even finished yet. I have to put the lights on. I've been busy. Alright. Yep. Stream isn't what I want it to look like, unfortunately, but we'll have to deal with it for today. Hopefully next time we'll have a proper chat box and everything. Yeah, no, this has been sitting in my room for like the past week or two, I want to say. It'll look much nicer when it's time for the Christmas stream. But to be fair, I would have it up in like October. I am not a big Halloween fan. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, that's not what I... There we go. Okay, if you had one item to sell, what would it be? Oof, that's a tough one. Ooh. Alright, assuming that the question is referring only to my Tomy collection. Probably one of my trees or signals that doesn't have a base on it. I wouldn't want to get rid of anything too crazy. Alright. I'm pretty sure I clarified this, but the Wooden Railway stream is going to be a separate stream. So we will do that. I don't know when, but it will happen. It will happen. What would you do to make a Trackmaster Glyn look good? Burn it. I don't think the one Trackmaster 2 made was any good, so I would, yeah, no. What are your thoughts on take along / take and play? It's alright. Yeah, it's not too bad. I had a couple of take along toys back in the day, but I never really got into it as much. It's not a terrible line of toys, but I prefer Ertl for the diecast. What if it was a rare Tomy item that you had to sell? Oof. Rare. I don't even know if any of the stuff I have is rare. Everything I have. I don't know if I have any rare Tomy stuff. I'm gonna have to sit on that question for a minute. Oh, yeah, it's probably through my headphones. Maybe throw them over there. It'll be a little better. Okay. Can you make a set based on Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure? I don't know. Magic Railroad was one that I had an idea for, but I don't really have anything for Legend of the Lost Treasure right now. And considering that we're doing Layout Lab and the Mastering Playrail series, I want to try out putting the custom sets for episodes in Layout Labs for a little while. What is your thoughts on Playrail Real Class? It's interesting. I kind of like the tracks that they have for it. They don't look too bad. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, it's all right. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's really blending the realism with Playrail, which I mean I think regular Playrail does a good job, but Playrail really takes it up a notch. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. What is your rarest item? Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe my Hit Toys Douglas? But I don't think that those are particularly rare. So that one, yeah, I'm not too sure. I collect what I feel that I need for videos now. Instead of going after like rare finds. What is one Tommy Thomas item in your collection that you despise? Ooh. Let me see. That I despise. Ooh, that's a fantastic question. That is an absolutely fantastic question. Probably the original Wellsworth station. The one that's based off the original Playrail Country Station, or Countryside Station, whatever it's called. I think that Wellsworth should have gotten something that at least looked like it, considering that we had Maithwaite and Farquhar as well. But I don't really like the normal Wellsworth station. It just looks wrong. That's probably my least favorite item. What engines do you not have? There are a lot of engines I don't have. Either because I don't really want them, or I just haven't bothered to get them. I do need to get... There are engines that I do need, but there are also engines that I just do not want or care about, like Charlie or the Logging Locos or Billy, etc. Those I could care less about. I don't plan on doing those episodes, but I want to say I have like maybe 40 something characters total. There's a fair amount of stuff that I do not have, but we'll see what happens. If something gets like super duper requested, I'll do like a fundraiser video and then buy it with those funds. But yeah, I'm sort of torn financially between this and Beyblade, but I'm prioritizing Beyblade purchases at the moment, since I have a decent amount of Thomas stuff, so I can scoot along for like a good several months before I need to like get something. But I did get a bunch of stuff for Christmas for that stream, so that's like the last big Playrail purchase that I'm doing for a little while. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. I'm not like done collecting by any means. Favorite locomotives from the big four companies. Ooh, all right. GWR, easily the 1400X series, or the 14XX, whatever it is. Love those. Those things are beautiful. Southern Rail, probably. Oh, I want to say it's the. I don't know if the 01 is. No. Let me see. I don't know if that's the Southern one. No, that's LNER. Okay. Wait, that's not even the right one. Oh, interesting. Okay. So for SR, it's the Q1, which is Neville, essentially. Yeah, so for GWR, it's the 1400 series, which is the same as Oliver. Love those tank engines. For Southern Railways SR, it's the Q1, which is the same as Neville. They're super ugly, but I love how powerful they were and just how versatile that they ended up being. For the LNER, that's a really tough one. I mean, I'm going to be basic and just say the A1, A3. Those have always looked good to me. And LMS, probably the 9F. The 9F is just supremely impressive. It's got 10 driving wheels. Okay. Oh, man. Chat really scrolled. What are your thoughts on Percy the Small Engine? Very interesting character. Oh, thank you for the donation. Yeah. Can I pull this one up on the... Ooh, yes, I can. Let's go. All right. Yes. Thank you, DW123 Extras, for the $7. Okay. Thoughts on Percy the Small Engine? Oh, it's... Oh, 9F is not LMS. Oh, whoops. My bad. Okay, so then I have to pick something for LMS. Shoot. Yeah, let me just peek at Google real quick and find something. I'll be real, I was never too big on the IVAT tank engines. I think Arthur is cool, but yeah, I'm not like super duper huge on those. I mean, honestly, yeah, okay, yeah, so my bad, the 9F is not a LMS engine, it's a BR engine. So for the LMS, then it's the Black 5. All right. There we go. We got that cleared up. My bad, my bad. Okay, so Percy the Small Engine. Great character. I love the original Mike and Jr. theme songs for it. Really good. Yeah, I think he got flanderized a lot starting in Season 6, but definitely I think he's a very good character. And his basis is super interesting, too, considering that he sort of doesn't have one. It's just sort of a hodgepodge of stuff. Now that you mentioned Ertl, would you make an Ertl set into a Tomy set? Yeah, probably will. I do want to cover more of the, you know, like different toy lines and make those into Tomy sets. I just haven't, yeah, I should do more of those videos. Those do decent. But yes, yeah, I'll take a look at Ertl as well. Thoughts on Blue Mountain Mystery? Decent movie. Not too bad. Yeah, it's fine. It's alright. I like it. I don't hate it. Definitely one of the better ones in retrospect. It is much better than most of the other Thomas movies. What do you think about the Playrail Shinkalion figures? I probably have seen those. Let me take a look. Oh, okay. They're like Transformers, but with the Playrail engines. Honestly, it's a pretty interesting concept. I was never too big into like Transformers or the concept of, you know, you have like a car or a train or something that transforms into like a automaton. But yeah, no, I don't hate the Playrail ones. They're pretty cool. I think it's neat. I don't know what the echo is from. Oh wait, maybe it's from stream? It could be. Let me... I'm not too sure. Oh man. TMS Beyblade, Mimi, thank you for the $2. When are we getting the Thomas World War I and World War II sets? Ooh, good question. Honestly, I could make that happen. I could make, I don't know about World War I. Hold on, wait, actually, no, I think World War II is when the Q1s were a thing. Yeah, so the engine that Neville was based on was built for World War II. So I could do a World War II set. I could absolutely do that. Ah, crap. Okay, here we go. Oh, where was I? So many questions. Is there any way I could DM you some models of mine to take a look at and give thoughts on? You could post them in the customs and, yeah, the customs channel in my server. I usually take a little peek at all the channels whenever they've got stuff in them. I don't always respond to stuff, but I usually take a look at stuff. So yeah, you can post it in there, and I can take a look at that. Let's see now. If you had to trade a hard-to-get item in your collection for another hard-to-get item, what would you trade and what would you want to receive? Honestly, oh man. Shoot, that is a fantabulous question. Hard to get. I don't have too many hard-to-get items. Most of the things in my collection you can still find. Floating around. I would probably say my Douglas is the hardest thing to find, and I really wouldn't give him up for anything just because Douglas has gone through so much. Douglas was the second Trackmaster Tomy engine I ever got, and there was a long period of time where he was dead, and I even considered throwing him out, but I didn't. And then he's gone through like so many different motor swaps and you know, like repairs and everything. But yeah, I don't think I could give away. I don't think I could ever trade my Douglas. There's just too much. There's too much history behind there. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else that's like super hard to get. That I would trade. Is the Chinese dragon a character? No. Not a character, but sort of in the same vein as, like... Oh, that's a great... Yeah. I would say it's not a character because it's not sentient, but... Yeah, I guess it's just another piece of rolling stock. Although it is a really cool one. And I do need to get one for Tomy. Uh-oh. No! Why is my... What happened? Why is the chat window broken? Ah, okay. Who was your I'm gonna assume that's 5,000 subscriber. YouTube didn't really notify me. YouTube doesn't really tell me who subscribed, really. For the most part, I do not get to know, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know who was my 5,000th. Opinion on eBay and other third-hand sites with Tomy toys. It really depends. You will find like new in-box stuff sometimes for decent prices. You'll find really battered stuff for really bad prices. Yeah, you just got to know the market and know what you're looking for. And keep your options open. Don't settle for like, oh, it's the newest, you know, whatever. Yeah, you got to be really careful with it. For me, it just comes down to experience. What does MTI stand for? So MTI stands for Metal Tops Inc., which is the name that I made for my Beyblade channel when I was creating that. And the Beyblade channel was the only thing I worked on for a good several months. But then I started to get a little discouraged with Beyblade, and you know, I wasn't liking the new generation as much as I was when it started. So then I created MTI Thomas. And I was just planning MTI Thomas to be sort of a little sub thing, you know, post a Thomas video every so often. But then it blew up, so I kind of have to do this since it, you know, makes money. But I don't hate doing it by any means. You know, I love making the Thomas videos. It can get a little stressful sometimes, but, you know, I make it happen. I like to, yeah, I definitely enjoy, you know, seeing your guys' comments and interacting with you guys. And, you know, making the videos is fun too. But yes, MTI stands for Metal Tops Inc. Which is so funny too, because if you go to my channel homepage, scroll down to where I have other channels, it's right there. Metal Tops Inc. is just there. So it's so funny that so many people haven't found that. I find that amusing. Yes, the moisturizer is for something that will get asked in this stream. So I will explain what's going on with the moisturizer today. Do you like Ernie? I'm assuming Underground Ernie. I mean, it's got the whole meme that Adam started, which is pretty funny. And oh, speaking of Adam, here he is. But yes, I have not seen Ernie. I probably won't watch it. I saw Adam's video on it, so you know, it is what it is. He did a great video, by the way. Go watch it. Oh, now we're here. Holy cow. What if there was a toy layout of the entire Northwestern Railway? That would be super cool. I am surprised nobody has done that yet. We'll have to organize a giant collab to make that happen, to do like a scale accurate Northwestern Railway. I think that would be like the pinnacle of the play rail community for Thomas. That would be so cool if we did that. Maybe one day. Mimi. I do like the coordination class. I do like it. When will this account of mine get mod? You have mod on your other account. You don't need it on the Beyblade one. What if there was a Thomas and the Children Tomy set? Is that an episode? Let me get my other window up. Oh, wait. Oh, this is on. Oh, this is like a creepypasta thing. I've never heard of this. Well, probably won't. Probably won't get a set or a video on it. Would you make a Chuggington episode into a Tomy set? That is a great question. It's not impossible because Tomy does have a Chuggington line, so maybe down the line I'll get a few of those and do something with it for shits and giggles for like April Fools or something. Favorite food and dessert? Oh man, I don't even know. I don't eat a lot. I don't really like eating. I'm gonna be honest. Eating is a chore that you have to do to keep yourself alive, and it gets in the middle of me working, so I don't really like eating, which probably not a great thing. I should eat better, but yeah. Let me see more. Oh, the stupid chat window is lagging again. Take a sip. Hello, can the chat window work? Okay, there we go. Alright, we're starting to catch up. Thoughts on the making tracks era? I'm assuming the hit era. Could have been better, but certainly isn't the worst thing that has ever come out of Thomas the Tank Engine. Do you prefer static side rods or moving side rods? I always prefer moving side rods. Yeah, moving side rods are goated. I can understand why some engines wouldn't have side rods, but there are other engines that just, no, they should have had them, and there's no excuse why they didn't. Oh my gosh, what the, okay. Let's see. Wait, didn't I just answer that? Yeah, I did. Let's see. We're almost caught up. Have you heard of the limited edition gold-plated Playrail Thomas? Think so, yeah. I think that's the really ugly one with the blue wheels, if I'm not mistaken. Fandom asking me stupid questions. Yeah, they kind of... The 1997 Gold Thomas is like... It's super mid, if I'm being completely honest. It is so mid. Like, yeah, it's fine, but... It was the old Thomas mold that had that didn't have the middle wheel. They didn't even bother doing the side rods, or the face, or the smoke box... or the wheels gold, so I don't know. I think like pretty much every other toy line that did gold engines did it way better than the 97 Playrail one. How are you, Mr. MTI Thomas? I'm tired. Today is like the first day that I get to like relax in nearly 2 weeks, because I had 3 days of work, And then this past weekend, every single day I had something big going on, and then I had 3 more days of work. So I'm finally able to sit down and take a breather. And I'm very happy. Shout out to Thomas Theorist. I will definitely keep up the good work. How do you feel about the TT, about the Thomas fandom? It's got its weird spots, but every fandom does. Most of the people that I've talked to in this fandom are, they're pretty nice. You know, Noah and Adam and Tons, and, you know, good handful more people. They're all really nice, and, yeah, I've definitely heard some horror stories in this fandom, but my experience so far has been really positive, so I'm happy with that. Let me see. Okay. So the CeraVe is your version of my ranch bottle. No. Considering that I don't eat this. This is not for eating. Unlike your ranch. We'll get to that. We'll get to that question soon. Somebody's got to ask that question. And it's a very specific somebody. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, here we go. First spooky TTTE video you saw? Probably... Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, yeah, probably was, Diesel D199 Slender Engine videos. That was, like, the first spooky video that I saw. But my favorite spooky video is... Honestly, my favorite, like, Thomas spooky series is, oh, fuck, was it? Horrors of Howland Lake. That I saw either this year or last year, and I liked it. I thought it was really good. I think that's a really, really, really good series. It's only like 5 episodes. Probably take you like an hour 40 to get through it. But it's got some very, very interesting like season 5 ties, and I love that. Would you make a Gordon and Spencer Tommy set? It'll probably happen at some point. Oh, I don't think I've had a custom set with Spencer in it, come to think of it. We'll have to do that at some point. Opinion on Thomas minis. I don't really care for them. I think some of the... I mean, it's just, you know, it's a thing that... It's like, oh, it's collectible. So, yeah, I've never really had any strong feelings towards it. They just exist. They're just... I don't really care about them that much. Alright. What else? What else? Yo, Blade Bay X, my mans. What's up, dude? Oh, yeah, you know your screen got more handsome. Which Tomy engine tastes the best? Asking for a friend. I wouldn't know. I've never tasted any of them. We're starting to catch up now. Oh, we have caught up. Do you think it's possible for a Tomy Thomas custom with moving eyes? Ooh, you know what? I think so, but it would have to have a custom motor. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it really depends. Because you would need... I think it's possible. I think it is... Yeah, it's definitely possible, but I don't know how likely it is that someone would do that. But until it's disproven entirely, I would say that it could be done. What's your most nostalgic Thomas video? In terms of YouTube videos, probably one of Leo Kim videos. Probably one of his videos. Leo is one of the reasons that I got into film production and making videos. He's got his little or not little rather, but he has his behind the scenes series, which I love that. as a kid. That was always so cool, and I wanted to do that with my toys. But yeah, I think for nostalgic YouTube video, one of Leo Kim's behind the scenes video or Mad Bomber. Those were so cool. And then for if we're talking like home video releases, actually, you know what? I'll let someone else ask that question. I'll let that be a separate question. I'm looking for question marks. I'm not seeing them. Here we go. Oh, wait. Sorry, Blade. Hold on. Do you think you will adapt Gordon Takes a Tumble? Maybe. Because the big thing is that he rolls down a hill, and I do not know what to do for the actual hill part of it. I could just have it be like a straight rail, or a, I don't know. I'm still working out what I want to do with it. But I would like to do a Gordon Takes a Tumble episode. That's one that's been on the list for a while. Okay, what got you hooked on Thomas stuff the most? Oh, that is a fantastic question. So I got into Thomas when I was about 3. And at the time I got a couple things. I had a Wooden Railway Edward, a Conductor's Figure 8 set, and I'm pretty sure the Figure 8 set came with the Thomas sampler that came with the Runaway and Fish on it. And then I also got a Best of Thomas VHS. And sort of all of those together is what really got me into it. But a large part was also my granddad, or my grandfather. He was really big into trains. So he would always record train videos and Thomas episodes when they aired. He would, get me new trains and tracks and all that. And he, would, he would set up his model trains in his basement when I would go over, and we would play with that for a good while. But yeah, so sort of a mix of just both the toys and the show. And then my grandfather also really helped push that. Oh, wait, no. Okay, let's see. When are we getting the next custom track pack? So we were actually supposed to get it, like, 2 months ago after I got back from Texas. But I ended up deleting all of the voiceover files by accident. And then from there, I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'll pick this back up another time. But there was supposed to be one, and then stuff happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. We're gonna put this off until I feel it again. Because I'd rather make a video, or no, I'd rather not make a video that I'm not 100% have my heart into. Do you think Magic Railroad could work with no tweaking done to it? I mean, people have fit it into, like, between season 1 and 2, or in season 2 or something like that. I think that's, like, the general consensus on where it would be in the timeline. I wouldn't. I'd choose to believe that it's not canon, and yeah. But the biggest problems with Magic Railroad is that it does not focus enough on Thomas. Thomas is not integral to the plot of it, which is really the big issue for Magic Railroad. Did I make a Haunted Henry set? I have not yet. I'm pretty sure that one's on the list. It is one that I would love to do. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It probably will happen. What else? What else? Oh, is that? Oh, nope. Here we go. Will you make custom Tomy characters? Probably not. A lot of my issues with like 3D printing and making customs is just there's such a high risk of it looking like crap. So unless it was done with a very like high level of detail and attention to detail, maybe. But overall, I want to stay away from custom stuff for the time being. In terms of engines, it's my. Oh wait, no, hold on. What? Oh, there we go. Okay, that was weird. Opinions on Alfred and Timothy. Okay, so Alfred's interesting. I think he's an interesting character. Sort of creative what people have done with him, and I think Timothy's pretty cool too. Yeah, they're neat. How could Tugs fit into Thomas? So Tugs takes place in the United States. It takes place at Big City Port, and the show was created to be sold to America, which unfortunately it didn't happen, and I really hate that. Tugs is such a good show. I really like Tugs. But I think Tugs 100% exists in the Thomas universe. Because if Thomas takes place in England, then Tugs just takes place in the US. And we never see it in the show because there's not a whole lot that actually happens in the US. Outside of that one, I think the only time Thomas ever went to the US in the official show was the Wubba movie. I'm pretty sure he didn't go to the US in seasons 22, 3, and 4. But yeah, I think Tugs fits into Thomas. You can make it work very easily. Do you plan on returning YouTube memberships instead of Patreon ones? Probably a little more down the line, but for the time being, there's really not a high demand for extra content. That, and I just don't have the time to make it, and even if I did, it doesn't pay enough to warrant it. So I'm thinking maybe around like 20 to 50k subs, depending on how much I make off of YouTube. Then I'll see about bringing something back. But I definitely overloaded myself initially because there's so many things that didn't happen, and now that I've gotten back into Beyblade as well, and I'm doing stuff with that again, it's a lot more difficult since there's time that goes to that throughout my week. So memberships will come back one day, but probably not soon. I've reached the end. There's no more questions. Come on. Okay, Noah, it's time. Oh. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Alright, Mim, I'll give you your permeations. Okay, here we go. What would you do if the lead paint crisis happened today? I just wouldn't buy... What? No! Google! Shut up! Get up! No! Google Assistant decided to turn on. Let's see. Lead paint crisis today. Probably just wouldn't buy any wooden railway. I mean, I haven't bought any wooden railway stuff since, but... I mean, it's tough to do... It's tough for that to happen nowadays. But yeah, to be fair, if yeah, I don't really know what I would do. Probably just nothing, since I don't have any of the lead paint stuff. I'm pretty sure I don't have any of it. Hopefully not. Huh. Oh my goodness, my pull-out chat window is loving to kill me today. What was college like for you? What did you study? Did your studies relate at all to your job that you have now? College was a mixed bag. There were certainly a couple of classes that I really liked. Definitely the best one I took was a critical thinking course. It completely changed the way I think, the way that I process information, and certainly my outlook on the world. Some of those took a little bit more time to get into effect, but that was a really that was a great class. And there were a lot of fun things that I learned in my film production classes. But on the other side, you know, they wanted me to take science, math, history, and 2 English classes. And I think they were trying to throw in a language class as well. And it's like, look, I took all of those in high school and I did good in those. Why do I have to take these again? Why do I have to do more gen ed for film production? Like, I really don't need these jobs or these, you know, these subjects. So that was detracting me for a little while. But the big thing that pushed me away from college was the film production classes and the people running that. They were pushing their students more towards Hollywood rather than, you know, YouTube and content creation. So I dropped out of college after my second year, and I did a program called Praxis, which is a life and career development program. It's 9 months. It's very much focused on you and what you want to do. So that's what I did while I was you know, working on Metal Top Sync, and I learned so much from, you know, that and doing that with that channel. But overall, and I'm not even going to get into the relationship I had in college because that is a can of worms that just, yeah, it sucked. But to sum it up, I was in a really toxic relationship in college. It definitely messed up a lot of the friendships that I had at the time. But since then, I've made new friends, especially on YouTube and, you know, over the internet. Some of which I've gotten to meet in person, which is fantastic. But I definitely learned a lot from that relationship. So college overall was more a learning experience rather than learning from the classes, which is pretty funny to me. But yes, that was my college experience. Oh wait, hold up, I forgot to. But yeah, I studied film production, and considering that YouTube I consider to be a job now, since it pays. Yeah, my studies do relate, so I'm pretty happy with that. What was your first job? I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and that's actually how I built my Tomy collection up so much. I was working pretty much full time. Like 6 to 7 days a week. For a good period of time, I was working, I kid you not, what was it, like 16 hours a day? Like, my day would be wake up, work at store number 1, 30 minutes to get to store number 2, work 8 hours there, and then if I had the energy, I would go home. If I didn't, I would drive back to the first store and sleep in the parking lot, because I had a little inflatable air mattress that fits in your back seat in my car. So I would just sleep on that, and that was my life for a good month. And then I started getting sick, and I had to start calling out more, and it just affected my health. So if you drop out of college or you don't really know what to do, do not work full-time at a job like that. Do not do, like, 16-hour shifts or anything. But the only good thing that came out of doing that grind so much was that I had so much money to spend on Thomas stuff, which I did, and that's how I got the collection that I have for the most part. But yeah, so that job, pretty much go in, work the counter, and then there was a period of time where I was working closing at another store, which has more managerial tasks. But I've had other jobs. There was a job I did coaching, like, I think 3 to 6 year olds, in, like, soccer related games, which I love that job. That was so fun. I did that because Dunkin' Donuts screwed up my entire outlook on children and, like, young kids, and I hated them because they would come in and their parents would be very, you know, like, very absent-minded about them, and I just ended up hating them. And I'm like, I need to fix this. So I took the soccer coaching job, and it changed, and it was definitely a good job to take. And then I've also done, like, film gigs for friends and at my school, at my high school. And those didn't always pay, but sometimes they did. But it was always fun, and it was a good experience. But yeah, no, the soccer job was my favorite. That one was so fun. Does your interest or lack of interest in your work relate at all to interests you had in school or higher learning? Since, I want to say, like, really 8th to ninth grade was when I was really, like, getting into making videos. I've been making videos since, not on YouTube, but, like, just in general. I've been into video production since I was, like, 7 or 8. So it's been, like, nearly 20 years since I got into it. But it's always been a lot of fun, and definitely in high school and college and praxis, I put a lot of focus onto getting good with editing software, getting good with filming and production, script writing. I took a lot of writing classes and all that, as well as web design and Photoshop classes. I took some of those as well, and those really help with thumbnails. Trust me. If you want to get good at YouTube, you need to learn Photoshop. Photoshop is just unbeatable, in my opinion. I love it. I think it's the greatest. Especially 2024. Oh my gosh. It is a great program. But yes, no. Yeah, no. Since YouTube is what I want to be my main job, a lot of what I've done in school has related to this job. We got some big questions from Junction that I may or may not have known about. Will Bob the Builder take place on Sodor before the pack? I mean, considering that the initial concept for Jack in the Pack was, oh, what do you call it? It was, the pack characters were Joe. Which Joe? I'm sorry to ask that, but which Joe? Which Joe said, "Hey, Alex"? I know too many at this point. But yes, Bob the Builder could take place beforehand. It's possible. I'm not sure, though. Bob the Builder just kind of existed. I watched it sometimes, but I never really got, like, into the toys or super into it. Or, you know, all that. Why does your Tommy Gordon have a 2009 Trackmaster Gordon face? So, oh my goodness. Wait. From Branchburg, right? Joe R? Right? Is that you, man? Oh, if that's you, it's been so long. What's up, dude? Oh. Wait. What? Hold on. Shoot. Oh, I'm drawing a blank right now. Who I work with. Oh, Lester. What's up, dude? Oh, that threw me. That threw me. I wouldn't have guessed. What's going on, Lester? All right, now it's clicking. Now it's clicking. Oh man, I haven't seen you in ages. You haven't been there. What? You got to come visit. Are you still working there, by the way? It's a pertinent question. But okay, let me get back to this question. Why does your Tommy Gordon have a 2009 Gordon face? So the Play Rail Gordon I bought was severely sun faded. It was very yellowed. And you can tell that in the tender as well. But yeah, so yeah, when I got that, I was like, oh crap, I cannot have this. It was too bad. It was just too bad. So for what do you call it? For my 2009 Gordon, which I was replacing anyways, I took the body off of the engine and just swapped it onto the play rail chassis. And it doesn't quite fit right, but it fits well enough. And until I get a decent condition Gordon, then I will I just have to use my hodgepodge Gordon for the time being. Would you be able to make a brake van Tomy set? Probably. I would have to get the well, first I gotta get the right brake van, which shouldn't be too expensive, and I gotta get a face for it. But I've printed faces out before, so it shouldn't be like too monumental of a task. What is your favorite Thomas character? Henry. Henry is my favorite. If it wasn't obvious by the play rail Henry I have in my icon, but yes, Henry is my favorite character. What was your last job? So the previous job I had before the two that I have now was the soccer coaching job, and I coached 3 to 6 year olds, and it was just I think sessions were about like an hour, or what are they? They're like 45 minutes to like an hour and a half, an hour or something like that. I forgot exactly how long they were, but they were really it was so fun. You know, there were so many sweet kids that I got to work with. It was such a fun experience. And, you know, it made me, you know, it made me feel like, you know, I wasn't going to be worthless. Because there's always that pressure when you get to be, you know, in your 20s that, you know, you got to have kids. And, you know, while finance won't allow me to do that right now, there was a good period where I was just firmly against having kids. But, you know, working a job where you were interacting with, you know, very young kids, you know, and teaching them how to play soccer and these soccer related games, you know, there was one group who their parents were there with them, and I could definitely tell that the parents really cared about raising their kids right. These kids were like super respectful. They loved, you know, they enjoyed the, you know, all the time that we had, and it, you know, it restored my faith in humanity a little bit, and, you know, changed my opinion on wanting to have kids of my own. But yeah, that was my last job. When did you become aware about the wider Thomas community? Probably like, ooh, it's a good question. I want to say maybe like 2017, 2018, or whenever I started watching Tug, which was a good several years ago now. But yeah, I think around that time, around like then. What was your experience with Thomas media and online content prior to your first Thomas channel in 2016? Really just like Diesel D199 and Leo for the most part. And, you know, Thomas Wooden Railway videos were there. Enterprising Engines was also, you know, he started coming around before I made my channel. But yeah, no, mostly just whatever was like popular. Oh, Toy Trains for You. I did watch a bunch of their videos back in the day, way back in the day. But yeah, no. Yeah, I guess at this point, it's been like a decent amount of time since I've known about the wider community. But MTI Thomas is like the first time that I've actively involved myself with the community. What was the name of your first channel? So that was, it was an engine attached to a train, and I thought that was clever, which in some regards, yes, but that's more of a, a name for like a Facebook group rather than a YouTube channel. Because, how do you unclunkify an engine attached to a train? Whereas MTI Thomas, it's very simple. It gets the point across. And you got MTI, that's like, or metal. That's, that's what most people address me as. What did you learn from running an engine attached to a train? I learned that you should not work 5+ days a week and then try and make decent quality videos on the weekend. Because it sucked. And I hated doing it. Especially, but to be fair, when I was doing that on that channel had been rebranded several times. It had gone through like a bunch of different phases. I'd posted like all kinds of different videos on it. So by the time it became an engine attached to a train, the algorithm did not know what to do with it. And I'm really glad that I did not go back to that channel and turn that into MTI Thomas, because we wouldn't be here today if that was the case. But, I think I'm not going to repurpose engine attached to a train. It's sort of a time capsule of where I was. It's sort of funny because I stopped doing that channel, and around that time I decided to do Praxis, and then I got back into Beyblade and all that. But an engine attached to a train is a time capsule of before I really got the hang of making good content. So that's sort of the last remnants of that part of my YouTube career. So it'll stay up as it is. What made you decide to get pierced ears? Just because I wanted to. I remember when I was a kid, I'd wanted to. And did I skip a question? I feel like I did. No, I haven't. Yeah, no, I haven't. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing the questions. Chat is way ahead of me from where I'm reading right now. But yeah, so yeah, no, it was last summer, and I was at OBX, and I wanted to get my ears pierced. So I did. And it's pretty fun. Why does my mind just blanked? I said that like I was talking about making videos or something. Holy crap. Yeah, no, it was just because, yeah, I wanted to. It's something I wanted for a while, and I had money, and I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. I've got literally nothing else to do. So, bam. I went to Claire's, got it done, and I do have another pair. I typically use these. I got like these black studs that I keep in most of the time, but I do have another pair that's a bit bigger that I do wear sometimes, but for the most part I just prefer to keep these in, and I do want to get some cross ones. And there's like a few others I want to get, but it's fun. You can stick stuff in your ears, so to speak. Bro, asking enough questions to steal his identity. Oh, that's great. What is your passion? My passion is... So, that's a very layered question, right? So, my passion is making people happy. Making the world a little bit better. And the best way that I can do that is with my videos. So, whenever, people watch my videos and they enjoy it, or they take something away from them, what have you, that is my passion. So that's why I do YouTube. Do you like Gordon? Yeah, he's pretty cool. I think he's, the sort of older brother character in the Steam team. And he's definitely got a lot of good episodes. Down the Mine is hands down my favorite Gordon one. If Tomy made other Big Thomas-like sets, like a Big Gordon, would you get it? Ooh, if it was in the style of old Big Thomas, yes. Hold on, am I pointing the right place? Yeah, there we go. I'm pointing towards my wall, but it looks like I'm pointing towards Big Thomas. But yes, no. If they did make like this Big Thomas, if they made other engines exactly like that, of course, longer or shorter depending on the engine, that would be so cool. I would love that. Would it happen? No, maybe a Mad Lad 3D printer could come up with something like that. But, yeah, no, that would be pretty sick if, I had the money for it. Yeah, if you want to post more of the questions, I'm going to get through them one way or the other. Opinions on TTTE guy. I've heard mixed things about him. I've never watched his videos, so I really don't have an opinion of my own. Why is Henry your favorite character? So, unlike the person I am today, I used to be a very different person. I was a very hyperactive kid. I had a big imagination, but you couldn't really keep a cap on my energy. And when I was 9, we moved states, and it was a big move. And that had a very negative effect on my mental health. I developed a bunch of different ailments, and there was a long period of time where it's like I was constantly having issues at school, at home, with other people, at church, etc. And I I went through a lot of problems, going through being a kid and into a teenager, and very recently, have I sort of gotten everything smoothed out, and I've got a different mindset and all that from them, but I think it was around probably like 2018 or so when I was getting back into Thomas again. I started to realize how many similarities I shared with Henry. Like Henry, he's gone through a lot of crap, and he's always come out as a better engine in the end. And I relate to that a lot with with my history. So that's why he's my favorite character. I see a lot of myself in him. Thoughts on Magic Railroad? I am nostalgic for it, but it is not a good movie. There's not enough Thomas. There's too much Shining Time Station, and I never watched Shining Time Station when it was around, so it just half the movie is garbage, except for the Alec Baldwin parts, because Alec Baldwin and Michael Rogers are fantastic in that movie, and I stand by that. What is your favorite Thomas special? Probably the Great Discovery. I am super nostalgic for that. The general consensus from what I've gathered is that it's a solid special, but that one's my favorite. Just because I got my first Trackmaster set. I got Action Canyon for Christmas with that DVD, and it was so cool to be able to recreate the scenes in the movie with Action Canyon. And I remember so vividly that Christmas, and watching that for the first time and playing with it. It holds so many memories for me. So Great Discovery, I always watch that and it just takes me back. So that's it gives me I always feel the best after watching it. But that's my favorite. Not necessarily like objectively the best or anything like that. What else we got? Do you plan to make set reviews like your old channel on here? Maybe. I mean, I did reviews on Big Thomas and on the Cranky Harbor set, or piece rather, Destination. So I can't say no, but right now I'm just focusing on mastering Playrail and the other one, Layout Lab. So those are my priorities right now, but there probably will be a time that we do get to set reviews and everything, but they'll probably be structured different. How was your Halloween? Uneventful. No, actually Halloween was rough because I woke up I was like super tired, so I slept in. So I woke up, I had a couple hours before I had to go to work. I went to work, and they piled so much crap onto me that on Halloween. So I ended up staying like an extra 45 minutes after my shift was supposed to end. And I had to do a lot of things by myself. So, I mean, I did it in a very timely fashion, and it could have been way worse. But, I mean, good thing that I planned for things to be that way. So, and then I came home and had a chat with my dad, and then I went to bed. So it was normal Halloween for me. I don't really celebrate Halloween. You know, I went to one party. Um, I think it was on Saturday or whatever, and that was enough for me. What are your thoughts on the CGI series? It's all right. I really like season 17 through 20. I think there's a lot of interesting stories from that. There it is. There are some episodes I don't like, and of course it doesn't hold a candle to the classic series, but Nitrogen Era's ass, but it's not as bad as Blubba, and then the Brenner era is really good. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Okay. So, here we go. I have a tattoo. I got it on Tuesday. But yes, so this is actually I can just grab it. It's like right over here. Okay, there we go. That's a. I mean, it's. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Noah. But yes, so this right here is. This is a Beyblade. This is Lightning El Drago. Now, this is the X version. I have the original version. It's over across my room, and I don't feel like grabbing it right now. But yeah, that is what I got, and that is because the character that uses that particular Beyblade, he is the strongest character, and he goes through a very rough patch of his career in season 1, and then he really comes into his own in season 2, and in season 3 he dies defending his honor. And there's a lot that I like in his character journey and what he represents in the show, and he put an unbelievable amount of work into his training and everything. Like, his everyday life living was training for him, and that's why he was the strongest. So for me, this is a symbol of working hard, working harder than anyone else, and becoming the best that you can be, and being the strongest in whatever you choose to do. So that is why I got this. I wanted to get a tattoo for a very long time, and I was going to get more than just this, but I think for now I'm happy with just this. This is fine, so I don't think I'll get another one. But it's pretty cool, and it's fun. I got a little thing to show off. But yeah, I think there's also inherently just something about having a tattoo that sort of signifies like commitment. Like, you were committed enough to sit down and have somebody poke you and color you in with needles. So there's sort of that element to it. Would you get one in future to reflect your Christian faith? I thought about it, but I decided not to. I would have gotten a cross like on my shoulder, but at the end of the day, for Christianity, I believe that showing your faith is not something that should be done by marking your body. It should be in the way that you interact with people and the way that you compose yourself day to day. So I will not be getting a religious tattoo, as I just don't think that it's necessary. For Thomas, I was thinking about getting something Henry related, but I decided not to in the end. And yeah, I'm okay with that. Do you mostly have the engines at home, or do you mostly buy them for video? Most of the stuff that I had, was just from my collection. So my big collecting spree was 2021 throughout 2022, 2023 was sort of the cutoff, largely. But, oh my god, it's almost the end of 2024. That's insane. But, oh man. No, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna get sad. Anyways, yeah, no, most of them I just have, in my collection. There are some that I do buy for videos, like Lady, I did a trade with someone in my Discord server. That was for a video. Diesel 10, I bought a brand new one, for a video. What else? I think those are like the only two that I specifically purchased. Oh, Jet Engine, but that's not really a character. But there are things that I will get for videos, but I just haven't done it all the time because there's so many episodes that I can make without having to buy anything. How do you balance your time, energy, focus, funds between Beyblade and Thomas? So, more or less, Thomas, I don't really balance. I more or less just have well, I guess it would be balancing, but I don't think of it like that. The way that I think about it is that Thomas gets one video every week, Beyblade gets one video every month, and I stick by that. I consider, you know, what I have going on in my schedule. Last weekend sucked because I got very little work done, and this past week was also rough because I was super tired out from that. But yeah, it's more or less just, you know, I have rules that I follow for making my videos, and I do my best to stick by those. Did you get into Beyblade at an early age like Thomas? Sort of. I got into it when I was 9, 10 years old. That was when Metal Fusion was really popular, and I loved the fact that you could make your own Beyblades. You didn't have to just stick with, you know, the spinning top, you know, whatever you got in the box. You could get more, you could change the parts out, you know, you could battle your friends, and they had all kinds of different stadiums that you could get, and different launchers, and all of that, and the anime was super cool back then, and it still is, in my opinion. But yeah, Beyblade is, so yeah, I guess at this point, sort of early in life. I was still a kid when I got into it, but it's, yeah, I guess that's all that the question has to ask. Oh man. You mentioned before that you enjoy playing video games and have played numerous Roblox games and have alluded to Mario. How about other games or gaming consoles? I used to be a very big gamer when I was in high school and college. I was really, really, really into video games. I got really good at Mario Kart. I've sunk like several thousand hours into Mario Kart Wii. Huge fan of the 3D Mario games and Mario Kart. I was big into Smash Bros for a while. Minecraft is one that I still go back to every so often. I'll have like the urge to play it, and I'll play it for like 2 weeks, and then I'll stop. That's sort of how it goes nowadays. Huge Portal fan. Huge Portal fan. I love Portal. It's phenomenal. Probably like the one game that I consistently play, because it's short. I can beat it in less than an hour. It only takes a couple hours, a few hours or so to beat Portal 2. And there's so many fan games that are so cool. But Portal is great. I have a Switch. My mom has a PS5, which I use. We have a Wii. We have a PS1. I think this is for the consoles. And then mostly I just play on PC. I don't need an Xbox. My PC is good enough. So if there's a PC game that I really, really, really want to play, I'll play it on my computer. But yeah, I mostly play on my computer nowadays. Sometimes I'll play on my Switch if, you know, if people want to, or if my friends want to, or we're talking about it. But I just haven't been playing video games as much because I work so much. I will play a game, you know, if I'm bored or I just want to relax, but yeah, not as big into it as I used to be. Other siblings, family you have fond memories of shared interest of Thomas while growing up. My dad has always liked Thomas, since, you know, he and my grandma picked it out for me. They were at the store at Toys R Us, and it was between Thomas and JJ the jet plane, and they picked Thomas. And I think a lot of that was also in part due to my granddad, who was super into trains. And but you know, there's a lot of memories I have with my dad and with my granddad and with all my family. You know, we would go to train shows. We did go to Day Out with Thomas in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We stayed at the hotel where the rooms are inside coaches. That was so cool, and that was so much fun. Classic Day Out with Thomas is unbeatable, and that was actually the first time I knew what Tomy trains were, because they had a big Tomy table set up, and I was so intrigued by the moving side rods, and that was really cool. But they also had like Bachman characters. I really wanted a Bachman Henry back then, but you know, they were like, well, you don't have any other tracks to use it on, and my parents were like, yeah, and you'll probably break it. Now in hindsight, yeah, I would have broken it, but I actually do have a Bachman Henry now. It's in storage at the moment, but because I don't have space for my model train stuff, but maybe one day we'll get the model trains out one day. But yeah, no, all of my family members, you know, especially nowadays, you know, it's like me being into Thomas is just something that is a thing. And it's not like I get weird about it or anything. And I'm not pushy, like, oh, we have to talk about this or whatever. But, yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of fun that I've had with my family, with Thomas. What is the worst Bachman model? I don't know. They're all like really, really close to the show. Probably Thomas for his face, because that's horrific. Thomas, Percy, and James just have really weird faces, while everyone else has a really good one. I don't know why. Which season of Thomas the Tank Engine is the best? I'm going to be completely honest. I think the objectively best season of Thomas the Tank Engine is Season 1. Season 1 is like the epitome of the meaning of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. It's, you know, it's what it was supposed to be in its purest form, and it's the one that sticks the closest to the source material. And you know, Season 1 is just so special, in my opinion. I think Season 1 is the best. If I had to pick any season of Thomas the Tank Engine to recommend to anyone, it would be Season 1. But my personal favorite is Season 5. Did you have any friends who liked Thomas growing up? Ooh. So, I had a next door neighbor, and he was also into Thomas. So we would constantly hang out and, you know, play with our trains or, you know, whatever. Play outside. That was a thing. Yeah, no. I remember the days where all the kids in the neighborhood would go outside and we would play with each other outside. And we would play with stuff. I don't remember exactly what we would do, but, you know, it was fun. And, you know, I definitely cherish, you know, being a kid who was able to go outside with friends and just play. You know, that's because I wasn't into video games as a kid, and I wasn't always inside, you know, doing stuff. And a lot of that's thanks to my parents, you know, because they wanted me to get out and experience new things when I was young, see what was interesting. So, I just pulled a piece of lint out of my sock that was bothering me, but yeah, no, yeah, I definitely had some friends growing up, who enjoyed Thomas. Will you make any Tomy sets based on some specials? Yeah, I think I'll do more specials. I do want to do the Adventure Begins. I just got to get that pack with what do you call it? Black James and Green Thomas. I need to get that pack. And I want to do, the Adventure Begins. And I will do a Great Discovery one as well. I need to find the stupid Great Waterden Station, because the only toy line that made it for Tomy Trackmaster was Tomy, and it's Playrail exclusive, and I can't find it. I have not found one. it's in a set with Stanley, and it's Great Waterton Station. That's like the only thing Great Waterton related that I can find. And I haven't found one. I haven't found a listing for one. So until I find one, Great Discovery is going to be on hold. Oh, I need to get Stanley as well. That might be important. Maybe. What do you think of AEG Diecast Winston? I ignore all Engines Go entirely. I don't care about the toys. I don't care about the show. And I'm not going to pretend to hate it while enjoying the kind of shitty toys. That's my opinion, though. If you guys like all Engines Go or the toys or both, more power to you. I'm never going to be able to get to that point. Oh, we finally got to the tattoo part. Jeez. Alright. Yeah, we're still kind of behind. Boy, we got a lot of questions. It's good, though. It's good. It's good. Probably a good time to mention before I forget. This will become a video. Probably go on the second channel. Because it's going to take me a while to edit it. But it'll be more concise than this. How did you come up with "Don't be a stinker" at the end of your videos? So, funnily enough, that is from that's what I came up with for Metal Top Sync for the Beyblade channel. There was one instance in early Metal Fusion in the show, I think it was episode 5, where one of the characters calls another character a stinker, and you know I was trying to come up with an ending, and it just kind of came to me. I'm like, let's see. Thanks for watching. Don't be a stinker. Have a nice day. And I'm like, okay, that kind of rings. I'll work with it. So that's what I used in my Beyblade videos. And funnily enough, no one ever really said anything on the Beyblade channel about it, but it became really like people were like, "Oh, that's sick," when I brought it over to this channel. And to be fair, it does work for Thomas as well, because James calls Diesel 10 a stinker in the beginning of Tatmer when he's bullying them at the sheds. So it does work between both. Yeah, I just came up with it for Beyblade and carried it over to Thomas. Favorite Tomy Thomas toy? Ooh, probably Thomas, honestly. Now if it's like just the engines, Thomas is my favorite. But a lot of that's probably nostalgia. In terms of like non-engine or rolling stock things, I really like the double track. Anything like double track related is so cool to me, because you know you don't really see that with toy trains. And the fact that Tomy, you know, does it and has so many options for it. It's not just like, you know, 1, 2, 3 pieces. It's like they got a ton of double track stuff. I think that's really cool. So I would say the double track is you know that. If it's not an engine. Retracted messages. Hey. Let's see, what else? What other questions? Oh. Yeah, try putting question marks if you guys can. That really helps weed it out. What would be your most favorite Tomy Thomas custom set that you've done? Oh, that is a fantastic question. Let me get YouTube open real quick so I can go through all of them. What's my favorite? That is a good question. I don't really know what my favorite is. Let's see. Videos. We'll go oldest to newest. Let's see. The first one was Fish. That one was fun. I'm sort of getting my footing in doing that. You can definitely tell by the thumbnail it was very much inspired by Master of Tracks. So, I don't know if anyone's asked this yet or not, but I decided to do custom sets because Master of Tracks had not uploaded in like a month or two. And I'm like, okay, there's a gap in the market. I'm filling it. And that's what I did. Let's see. Something in the Air. That one was also pretty fun. And then there was, let's see, the 100-piece set. The 100-piece set one was one that I just had a spark of inspiration and I made it happen. That one is definitely very special. What else? Flying Kipper was a good one. That one was also really good. Let's see. Yeah, Emily's New Coaches is also one that I really like a lot, especially for the like massive layout I did at the end. That one was a lot of fun. And Jet Engine was also a good one. That one was a lot of fun. I got to have TMS in a video, so that was super cool. But yeah, I would say Emily's New Coaches, the turning, or the wooden turning, or oh my gosh, the 100-piece Tomy set, and or no, I guess it's those two. Yeah, those two are my favorites, and I guess Jet Engine as well. Jet Engine is fun. That was a fun one to make. Have you ever made a custom Trackmaster model? I have not, and I probably never will. Yeah. Anime and other TV shows you enjoy to watch. Let's see. For like normal people TV shows, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are both really good. I love both of those. Fantastic shows. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is also super duper good. Psych is another one I really like a lot. The IT Crowd is really, really funny. Yeah, I think that's it for like typical shows. And then anime, I really like One Punch. That's a really good one. Initial D is enjoyable if you like cars or you want to get into cars. Initial D is a great place to start. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is pretty fun. Yeah, and of course I watch Beyblade. So that does count in my book. For movies, I like the first Fast and Furious movie and the second one too. Those two are really good. Terminator, I like that. I like the first two movies of that series as well. The later ones, you know, have very varying levels of like or dislike. Yeah, I'm sort of drawing a blank. For books, I haven't read a good book series in a long ass time, but the one that I've made it, like the one that people will be like, ooh, that I've made all the way through, I've read every single Harry Potter book, which is a monumental task, mind you. Some of the later books are massive. But yes, I have read all the Harry Potter books because my mom would not let me watch all the movies without reading the books. So, yeah, I'm definitely proud I made it through that series. How did your parents, family, friends react to me doing a Thomas YouTube channel? The Beyblade one I didn't tell too many people about. I think my aunt and my mom and just my immediate family really knew about it. And then I made it, and that channel got built because I reached out to other creators in that community. That was one where I used my networking skills, and that's why I have so many, you know, like that's why I know so many content creators in Beyblade, because, you know, I reached out and, you know, got to know them. But also a large part is TMS, because he did the Beyblade Awards, so I knew, you know, where to go, where to look, who to talk to after that point. So it was yeah, it was yeah. But the Beyblade one was a little more, you know, yeah, no one really cares about the Beyblade one, which, fair enough. The Thomas one, though, many people, usually when I tell them, they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do YouTube videos. Oh, what do you do with YouTube? Oh, I make Thomas the Tank Engine videos. And then usually I explain to them exactly what I do, and they're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Because, I mean, it's not like a super, you know, you don't really see that a lot with general Thomas content on the internet. Most people probably have the prefix notion that it's just kids that play with their trains and have a camera out for it. So, you know, like when they hear what I do and they see what I do, and that I put a lot more work and planning into it, you know, that's what hooks people. Can you do a busy going backwards custom set? Yeah, probably at some point. Favorite railway livery? Ooh. Probably the Great Western dark green. That one is really nice. Were you planning on having a scrapyard on your Hornby Thomas layout? I have never really... Ooh. So I've wanted to do a model railroad for a long time, but at the point I'm at now, I am not able to do it. I don't have the space and I don't have the money. But hopefully one day, you know, I'll have a house, I'll have a basement that I can, you know, have my studio and workspace in. So at that point, maybe. But in terms of like now, I have not really done any Hornby Thomas stuff. What else we got? What has been your favorite Thomas YouTube channel apart from the one that I run? Probably Leo Kim. Leo Kim Video is just a legend. And is, again, a large reason why I started doing YouTube. Ugh. Did you used to own any Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway toys? Yes, I have. I got a decent Thomas Wooden Railway collection, which we will cover in a stream next Saturday. So that will happen. It'll happen next weekend because I need to make. Yeah, I need to make a video for Monday, so that'll happen today. But we will do the Wooden Railway stream next weekend. Would you ever do other Tomy sets based on rolling stock characters like Toad or Scruffy? Absolutely. 100%. Toad Stands By, Busy Going Backwards, you know, all those will definitely happen. What is your rarest Thomas item? Probably my Hit Toys Douglas. When are you planning to do another custom track pack? I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's something that those track packs would really come out of the like custom set videos. But since I'm not doing any of those for the time being, and I'm focusing more on Layout Lab, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get another one soon. There is the one that I still have to do that I was talking about, but I am going to need to take like a shit ton of time off of work, and I'm going to need to like have some videos pre-made and just work on that big video. I did save everything else that that I had up for it, so I do want to do it again at some point. Are you planning on recreating Halloween from season 8? No, not really. maybe. It might happen. I just need to get Ari and Bert. I don't have those. I never really cared for them. I think they're kind of lame characters outside of season 5, but yeah, we'll get them sometime eventually. Have you ever thought about doing a Tomy layout display like Too Much Thomas? Yes, but I'm just I just don't think that unless I was getting paid a solid amount for it, I don't think I would want to do that. But again, you know, I have to transport everything out for that, or, you know, at least a you know, at least a decent portion of stuff. So I just it's just not something I want to do. Excluding Thomas, what is your favorite kids show? Kids show? Oh, that's a fantabulous question. Ooh. Kids show. Beyblade. Yeah. Beyblade is sort of like on that same line where it's like, yeah, it's for a toy line for kids, but, you know, anybody can enjoy it. But yeah, I'd say Beyblade. Still haven't explained the moisturizer. Yeah, so the moisturizer is for the tattoo. You have to pretty much keep it moist, make sure the skin doesn't dry out. So that is what the lotion is for. It's to make sure that this doesn't, you know, dry out or get infected or whatever. But I think we're kind of past the infection point. Like today I took the they give you this patch that you put over it, and that protects it for the first like few days from getting infected. So today was the day that came off, and that's what I did before the stream. And yeah, so, and then the lotion is just to make sure it doesn't dry out or, you know, whatever. Where's the wall stream? We'll do it at some point. I don't know when, but we'll do it at some point. Do you plan on doing any more layout wars? So, I'm sort of on the fence. The first one was an experiment, because the guy that reached out to me with the idea of doing it, nice guy for all that it's worth, but there was just a lot of nitpicks and a lot of arguments and things that we didn't agree on, and you know, like, it went well, but I just wasn't too pleased with you know, the quality from one of the participants. So for collabs going forward, and including layout wars, that's something that, you know, I would love to do that, but it's going to be, you know, there's a level of production quality that I expect, and for a channel like this where it's a lot more serious and it's something very, you know, marketable, something that does well, I want to hold a high standard for it. So there is a lot to consider with doing collabs, but I typically am going to, I stay away from people with, I have standards, yeah. I have standards for, you know, people that I will collab with. Not to say that there are people that I will not collab with. I mean, there are, but really you just have to meet that level of quality for me to want to do that. But for layout wars, I would like to do another one. I just got to find some people to do it with, which right now, since we're heading into the holiday season and, you know, like midterms or, you know, end of semester, it's hard for especially some of the people that are still in school. But yeah, no, there will probably be another layout wars at some point. What are you drinking? I'm pretty sure it's just cherry juice with water. So yeah, nothing too crazy. What is your least favorite Thomas episode that could have been better? Middle Engine. Middle Engine pisses me off because it could have been a really interesting dynamic with James and the Ironworks diesels, but instead it's like a story that starts, but then it changes topics later on. It starts with Ari and Bert breaking the rules and bullying the steam engines, but then it turns into let's pick on James and make James look like an idiot. So you got this bullying plot that starts at the beginning that never gets paid out, and I hate that. And then of course Middle Engine is just, it's like if Audrey hated Henry's Forest for breaking Rule 55, even though Henry was in a siding, I could only imagine the wrath he would unleash on Middle Engine. Middle Engine is just stupid. It's a horrible episode. I think that one, and Buffer Bother too. Buffer Bother is really bad. But at least it's sort of... So, okay, yeah. Rule 55 essentially is a railway regulation that I think the basic gist of it is driver cannot stop their engine on the main line without alerting a signalman or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's like the gist of it, but Audrey didn't like Henry's forest because he goes to the forest, even though like they show him on a siding. Like, yeah, he goes along the main line, but then he goes onto a siding and you know, takes a rest, and you can see that with the trees in between the tracks. But it's probably debatable how much it breaks that rule. Follow up to my last question, how's the Oliver expansion going? So, yeah, that was the one that I put on indefinite hold. It was going to be a really big video, like 20 minutes in total. And, you know, a lot of stuff in that. And I still want to do that. I don't want to lose that goal. But I don't have the time right now. So maybe... You know, maybe down the road we'll be able to definitely sink in full time onto that video, but for now I need to put it on the back burner. I think I answered this one, but it is Thomas. The Aryan Bird knockoffs. Maybe. How often are you going to upload custom Thomas set videos? So the custom Thomas sets are going to be a subsection of Layout Lab videos. The one that was posted about 2 weeks ago, that one with James in a mess on the thumbnail, that is, you know, we're gonna see something like that where the episode is featured in the Layout Lab, but the episode is not the full focus. Just because I'd like to talk about more per video than just sort of the same general topics every time. You know, I want to mix up the kind of layouts that get made. I don't want to be as restrictive, you know, experiment with ideas. So that's what Layout Lab will be. But yes, it will, the episode custom sets will, there will definitely be one at least a month in Layout Lab. Because we're also doing the Mastering Playrail series, which I'm super stoked about, but yeah, they will still come out. Guests on stream? How much longer? Roblox maybe later? Probably not. Not today. We might do that another time, but today I want to relax and just, you know, crap. Yeah, I got so much crap to do, but yeah, unfortunately not today. Thoughts on Wooden Railway Edward? The old one is nostalgic, but kind of lacking in detail. The new style one is still kind of lacking in some places. And the very, very new one with the accurate wheel arrangement is interesting. But I don't collect Wooden Railway anymore, so I'm just going to pass on all of it. What's your favorite theme song, or favorite Thomas song? Okay. Ooh, good one. So for like character themes, probably a mix between Henry and Percy. For sing-alongs, the ones that I like the most are Island Song, Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover, He's a Really Useful Engine, Accidents Will Happen, Night Train, Percy Seaside Trip. Am I missing one? Toby. Yeah. What would your favorite rare Tommy Thomas set that you have be? I don't really know if I have anything rare in terms of sets. Everything is pretty common. Actually, there is... I wouldn't call this, like, rare necessarily, but there is one. I think Orca is the only one that knows what this set is. Don't spoil it, by the way, Orca. But, we talked about it, a while ago. But after Christmas, I will be able to talk about that set, and I'm going to do a video on it. Do you like cheese? I do. I do. I love cheese. Cheese is a very, very good food, and I enjoy it. Yeah, sure. I will gladly. We can do layout wars. World Trade Center collab. I have an idea. I have an idea for a World Trade Center video. I'm going to need Jeremy, though, and that's all I'm going to say. Would there be a Christmas Thomas episode as a Tommy Thomas custom set in the future? Probably, yeah. I do want to do some of the Christmas episodes. It's just a matter of getting, you know, the proper engines to do that. We answered Rule 55. What's an item you think Tommy Playrel should have released? 100% Daisy. Why they didn't release Daisy? Who knows? I do not buy that dumb excuse that, oh, we don't know what rolling stock to pair her with. BS. She was a great character to have done. Derek as well. I think Derek should have been done. Derek is so underrated, but I think he should have been done as well. Smudger as well. Smudger would have been fun. Literally, it's just a Rheneas recolor. Like, come on. It's not that hard. But, yeah. What would you do a Tommy Thomas set based on the Bold and Brave? Based on Bold and Brave. Was that a Hit Era one? I think I kind of remember it. Is it season 12? No, it's season 9. What even happens in this one? Okay, some nonsense with Diesel. Thomas talks to Harold. Oh, hey, it's Ben. Huh. Goes through the tunnel. Huh. Monster's just some lights. Okay. I'd probably do this episode just because it's got a very interesting character cast. You got Harold, Bill, and Thomas. I would say those are like the key characters to include in that set. Maybe, yeah. No, I kind of like the character pairing of Bill or Ben and Thomas. I think that's really interesting. So yeah, I can make that. I can make it work. Hopefully, should be able to. No, screw Diesel. Screw Diesel. Diesel can sit it out. Or I'll include him in, like, the bigger part or whatever. Or, wow, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And it's a concept, though. Your room is a mess. Yes, it is. My room is too small for what I need to do in it. But I am going to work on that, hopefully, towards the end of the year. Free up more space in here. Because right now... the biggest issue is storage. I have so much crap in here, but there is stuff that I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of some of my Hot Wheels stuff. I want to get rid of some of the other garbage I don't use ever. But I want to get a raised bed frame and then have my desk under that. So that way my desk is like completely out of the way and it's, you know, shared space with my bed. And then I'll have a little bit more room for like storage and all that. Do you, Percy, and the left luggage? One day, it'll happen. It'll happen one day. What is your least favorite Tommy Trackmaster item? I think we answered that. I forgot what it was, though. I'm 90% sure we answered that. That'll be in the video. There will be a video covering all the questions that I answered for today's stream. So if yeah, if I forgot a question or answer or whatever, that it'll be in the video. Alright, we're catching up. Do you wish characters like Boko, Murdoch, Arthur had returned to the CGI series? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I get the agenda to push new characters, but I think using old characters as well would have been really, really nice. Whoops. What is your favorite Thomas VHS DVD you watched as a kid? Probably Racist Rescues and Runaways, because it had accidents happen on it. It also had Toby and the Flood, which is my favorite episode. And Something in the Air, which is another one of my favorite episodes. I think it's a really good VHS. But I also really like Best of Thomas, Cranky Bugs, Thomas, Percy and the Dragon, Thomas and the Special Letter, Percy Takes the Plunge. Yeah, those ones I like a lot. Do you remember the taxi? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He's still on my desk, buried under stuff, but yes. Oh, Class 40. Yeah, Class 40 is another one that they could have done. Like, there is no excuse for Class 40. They made Diesel 10. You cannot tell me that they couldn't make Class 40. What would be a Thomas set you wished that would have been made? Ooh. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I really wish they did episode sets. Like, you know, that I do them, and I do the videos on them and whatnot, but if they had done episode-based sets like Wooden Railway has done, and Take Along did some as well, that would have been so cool. But hey, that's why I'm here. I make them because Tommy didn't. Thoughts on Tommy Oliver? It's really mid. It misses the mark. It's too fat. The wheels are the wrong color. Yeah. Do you not have a basement attic space? Yes and no. The way my house works, because I live in a townhouse. So the basement is the floor that you enter on. And then the first floor is technically the second floor. And then the second floor, where all the bedrooms are, is the third floor. So it's an above ground basement. But that is primarily used for my mom's workspace. So I am delegated to my own room. Do you go to the bread aisle and smell the bread? I don't. Not really. Usually when so I don't really go grocery shopping anymore. It wasn't something I did as a kid, because when I was a kid, usually my mom would send me to get items for her and bring them back to the cart, so that way our shopping trips would be like infinitely shorter. And even nowadays when I go shopping anywhere, I'm usually only looking for like a certain couple of things. I don't really go, you know, like grocery shopping or whatnot. I still live at home. But yeah, no, I never really go to the bread aisle and smell the bread. Although that's probably a really good smell. What is your favorite Nitrogen era episode? I don't even know. I have genuinely no clue. I couldn't tell you. They're all the same to me. Maybe Edward the Hero. That one's like slightly different. Thoughts on Journey Beyond Sodor? I really, really hated it when it came out, but over time I've come to appreciate it, or rather, I've come to appreciate aspects of it. I think the bouncing is still horrendous. I will never get used to that, but it's not a terrible movie. It's got some good moments, but it could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. Thoughts on Blue Mountain Mystery? I'm pretty sure I talked about that one already. If you were a director-producer on the set of seasons 8 through 16, what would you do to make those seasons in the show in general better? Honestly, just write good stories. Not to say that there weren't. Like, Respect for Gordon is a really good story. Like, there's some really there's some standouts in the hit era, but I would definitely just encourage better writing, like season 4, 5 style writing, stuff that, you know, it's grounded. You know, trains would do this. You know, you would not see a train go to a harbor to pick up open wagons of pre-blown up balloons. That is ridiculous. But an engine would go to the harbor to pick up an excursion train, or to pick up some, you know, some building materials for a new construction site. You know, there's so many avenues that Thomas and Friends could have explored in the hit era, but for whatever reason they decided to go with really stupid, dumb, only for babies garbage. And that's the corporate mindset for you. Favorite Oliver episode? Ooh, probably Escape. No. I do love Escape, but Escape is more of a Douglas episode. Oliver, I would say probably Busy Going Backwards, or Oliver's Fine. Both of those episodes are really nice. Do you wish that they could have done a part 2 movie combo from Misty Island Rescue and Dave the Diesels? A 2-part movie combo. Oh, like sold them? That would have been cool. Thoughts on me typing 60% of all messages in the chat? You're a very talkative person, Noah. You know, I'm not really surprised, but, you know, it's not a huge deal. It's chat activity. So, you know, hey, I'll take it. Do you know James is here? Not personally, but I am aware of him and his videos. Get another... Oh, no, we got 2 of those. Okay. But yes, yeah, I know of James is here. Will the Roblox streams continue? Probably, when I have time. When is the next Discord event? That's a good idea. That's a good question. I don't know. No promises, but, you know, we could do another movie night soon. I'm pretty sure we have to watch Tugs with TMS, so that'll happen there. All the watch party stuff will happen in Discord. What is a model class of engine you wish was a character in Thomas the Tank Engine? Ooh. Honestly, they should have made, instead of Hank and Sam, they should have done an iconic American engine. Like, do one of the big boys. Like, I mean, yeah, like Sam, so Sam is not a big boy. Sam is a Blue Ridge, which is very similar in the fact that it's a duplex engine. But Sam, I mean, I get what Sam is supposed to represent, but I think it would have just been way better if they just full on went with either a Yellowstone or a big boy class. Or they could have done the Daylight. Pretty sure that's what it's called. Or the Hiawatha or something. I don't know. They could have, American engines could have been so much better. But no, we had to get Philip. I hate Philip. He sucks. I also wish we got to see, no, we did. There was Kenji, who was a bullet train. Oh. I really, really wish that they had done the Coldie Fell stories. That would have been so cool in CGI, because we could have seen the entire crash for Godred, could have seen, you know, such a more intense setting for whatever the one where Patrick goes up the devil's back in the storm. That, like, oh, we got shafted so hard by Mattel. I will always hate Mattel for what they did to Thomas in its best era. Since the classic era. Escape versus Rusty to the Rescue, which is better? Escape is better. Rusty to the Rescue is really good music, and it's very, very unique for Season 4, but I think Escape is better. The music is better, for one. I think the Escape theme is, like, it's phenomenal. I love it. And then the premise of it is just a lot more, like, it's more daring. Rusty to the Rescue loses its touch because Rusty specifically wanted to go and find an engine to work on the Bluebell Railway or the Normanby line or whatever. Whereas, you know, Escape was happenstance. Douglas is in this very dingy part of the island. He's in Vickerstown, transfer yards or whatever. And he's just about to leave when all of a sudden he hears the cry of a steam engine who is in, what do you call it? You know, he was escaping from scrap. And, you know, because Douglas, you know, he had heard Edward's story about saving Trevor, and he's like, yeah, no, I'll absolutely save a steam engine. So I think Escape just handles the concept better. And I also don't really like Rusty to the Rescue because it kind of muddies Stepney's history a bit. I think Stepney I think it would have been cooler if Stepney had an original episode to himself that maybe Rusty was involved with. Like, maybe Rusty goes to the mainland and, you know, sees Stepney at a station, and Stepney complains about his line over there being too short, and then Rusty goes back to Sir Topham and suggests bringing Stepney for an excursion, or, you know, for his little stay. That would have been a more coherent and sense-based episode, in my opinion. Yeah, Rusty to the Rescue breaks rules. If D261 was in another episode, what would you put him in and why? Honestly, there's really nothing that I think D261 could do in another episode. Maybe if Old Stuck Up got remade, you know, you could put him in that. But, yeah, there's not a whole lot that Class 40 can go in. Oh, yeah, we do have to do the Season 12 movie night. Right, yeah, we can do that. By logic standpoint, yes. American Engines on Sodor is not really that feasible. But that is one of those rules that I'm willing to let be broken for the sake of being able to see Thomas characters interact with American Engines. Yeah, we're still going, man. We are still going. Got a lot of questions. How long have we been going? Like 2 hours. Yeah, it's not too bad. If there was a railway tragedy incident to be made canon into Thomas the Tank Engine, what would you personally choose? Ooh, so what hasn't been done yet? That's the question. Because Audrey wrote a lot of his stories, and even David Maidman wrote some stories based on real life. Ooh. You know what? Honestly, the Titfield Thunderbolt. I don't know if that's necessarily based on a real story, but ooh, Illinook, what's up, Jake? I definitely did not expect to see you here today. Oh man, good to see you. How you doing, man? But yeah, real railway tragedy. Oh, excuse me. Probably. Ooh, the Ohio incident. That would be a good one. The one where Stephen ran over the leader of the opposition during the opening of the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, that would work better. That would work better. The Ohio one would be funny though. Like you could easily shoehorn in like Hank or Sam or make a new character or have Daylight be it. But I don't know how long Jake is staying, so I will answer his question now. If you could cast anyone to voice Thomas in a theatrical animated CGI movie, who would you choose and why would it be Chris Pratt? Oh, oh, that's incredible. Let's see. To voice Thomas. That is actually a deep question. Who would... I don't know. I think Christopher Audrey, who was the son of the original author of the books, would fit. Although I think Chris would probably do better for Toby. But for Thomas... I mean, on bias, Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. That stumped me. That's a good one. I think there are probably other actors that would do better than Ryan Reynolds, but I think it'd be funny for Ryan Reynolds to voice Thomas. That'd be entertaining. Are you planning on remaking any episodes? Not really. I have a really, really high self-standard for remakes. And for the most part, you know, I'll make one and then I just won't be happy with it in like 2 months. So and it's also a pain in the ass to do remakes, you know, on a really high level. It's something that you really have to be dedicated towards. So maybe they'll happen, maybe they won't. I'm not sure. So I did answer this one, but it came from the Beyblade channel, and I took it from a Beyblade episode, and I just carried it over to the Thomas channel when I started that. The idea of doing the Caldifel engines CGI to Mattel, lazy bastards in my opinion. I don't think, I don't know where that image went or if I ever sent it in the Thomas server or wherever, but the, yeah, the vape smoke effects was, yeah, that was a test. I wanted to see how that would work in varying degrees. Oh, you still got it, yep. Do you wish that lady would come back to Thomas and Friends? Not really. She could stay gone for all I care. Who's your most recent engine? Oh my god, wow, I don't know. Probably Diesel 10? That or the Bullet Train, I think, are the most recent ones. I can't remember, though. It's been a while since those went down. Let's see. I want to see Big Boy, yeah. I want to see Big Boy as well. What are your thoughts on the Season 7 episodes, particularly Snow Engine, Best Rest, and Not So Hasty Puddings? I think Season 7 is better than Season 6. It has its issues, but it definitely feels more like Thomas than Season 6 did. Season 6 feels like post-apocalypse dystopian. Maybe it's the color grading and that really desaturated look, or like, you know, some of the really bad stories that they said in Season 6, but I think Season 7 is nice. It's a nice season. Snow Engine, I think, is a really fun idea. I like Snow Engine. Best Dressed Engine is also pretty cool. Fits with Gordon's character. Maybe a little repetitive based on some previous episodes, but not bad. And Not So Hasty Puddings is good, too. I think, you know, having Elizabeth in an episode is fantastic. Elizabeth is a great character. If you could give anyone in the main 11 a branch line to only themselves that doesn't already have one, who would you give it to? Wow, that's a tough question. So Toby sort of has his old branch line in like season 5. Thomas has his. Percy works with Thomas. Edward has his own branch line. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't. You know, you could make arguments about the Peel Godred line, but I wouldn't give any other engines a branch line of their own. What about Flying Scotsman's story of going to America and almost getting scrapped? That would... I don't know why they didn't do that. Well, I think by the time that happened, they were already starting to, like, want to move on. But I wish they did, like... Oh, my God. Imagine an episode where City of Truro and Scotsman have a race. Like, because they both exist in the universe. City of Truro was in Season 3. Scotsman was also in Season 3. But then Scotsman also came back in CGI. Why did... I really wish we could have gotten a story with Truro and Scotsman arguing. Like, that would have been such a novel concept. Especially for the Railway series. I'm surprised Audrey didn't do that. That would have been so cool. I think that would have been a great idea. Do you see Rusty and the Boulder as a reference to Indiana Jones or no? I don't know if it's necessarily a direct reference or not. There was definitely cues taken from Indiana Jones, but, you know, it's... I think Rusty and the Boulder is the most, standout episode of the entire classic series, just because of how outlandish it is, and just how crazy it was. You have a giant boulder terrorizing... you know, the narrow gauge engines, and then it blows up a shed. I mean, that's a pretty striking visual. And then, of course, the giant boulder. Like, where else have you seen a giant boulder like that? Indiana Jones. But, I don't know if it's a direct reference or not, but definitely inspired, at least. If you had to remove a steam engine from the first 5 seasons, who would you remove? Bertram. I think if Bertram had come back, if they had done something else with him, if they had expanded his story, or expanded, you know, on the narrow gauge lore in season 5, I could warrant him staying. But Bertram is just kind of a dumb, useless character that exists for a spooky Toby story. Like, why not just have it be Smudger, huh? Why not? That would have been fun. Like, oh, yeah, they moved Smudger to the gold mine before they closed the shed. And they gave him his wheels back or whatever. I don't know. It could have been interesting. But no, it's just a reskin of Duke. And it kills Duke anyways. Duke hasn't shown up since. What else? What is your favorite movie and what engine is your favorite? Favorite movie, Great Discovery. Favorite engine, Henry. What were your thoughts on King of the Railway when you first saw it? It was unique. It was very visually different from, you know, the last few years of Nitrogen Thomas. So, you know, seeing that, and then the trailers for it, I do remember those. They had the one where they were swinging the, you know, like the ceiling support, and then it fell, and they had the scene of them flying down the hill, and then Connor and Caitlin. I'm like, oh my god, American engines! So, when I first saw it, it was exciting. It's an alright movie. It's not terrible, but, you know, sort of in the middle. Thoughts on my whole Stephen thing causing a political crisis for the British Empire by running over and killing an MP and being the first engine placed on trial? Definitely a good fan story, but I don't think I'd want that to be canon. But yeah, it would be interesting. What is a Thomas fan-made story you wish was made to a movie or episode? Mad Bomber. It deserves it. Mad Bomber is like the pinnacle of original Thomas stories, in my opinion. It's unique. It does its own thing to a degree without separating itself so far from what Thomas should be. It definitely feels like Thomas with a level of, you know, Leo's vision mixed in. And I think Mad Bomber is, I mean, it was shot in what, the 90s or what, 2000 or whatever. Like it's old, but it holds up so well. And I think that just goes to, you know, that just, you know, that really speaks for itself. What character would you like to see in, what character would you have liked to have seen in Thomas and the Great Discovery? Derek? Duke? Yeah, those two would have been fun. Although, no, wasn't Derek... No, what was he? He was in, what, Calling All Engines in that one sing-along? I don't know if he showed up in Great Discovery. Diesel 10 did, though. Thoughts on Trackmaster 2? It sucks. It's kind of lame. The tracks are interesting, but... Nah, nothing beats Play-Rel, in my opinion. Which era has the best merch? Honestly, I think the early to mid 2000s, because that was when we had all of the Tommy. That was the peak of Tommy Thomas. You know, we had the new engines coming out, and then there was all the old stuff as well that you could still buy. Wooden Railway was still good. You know, we had moved into new style, and we were starting to see Clickety Clack era waning out. Between like 1999 and 2006, I want to say. Really good era of merch. Yeah, 99 to 2009. It was golden. Everything was great. Except for the show. Yeah, to some aspects. Do you wish that they could have more information on how Bertram got to the mine before Toby did? I wish that they had done more with Bertram. And if Magic Railroad was not what Season 5 was made for, and we had, like, you know, another 3 seasons of Season 5 quality, I think that Season 5 would have been, or, like, you know, those subsequent stories building on characters like Bertram and, you know, all them would have been really cool. But yeah, no, I think it would have been cool to see an origin story for him. If Murdoch returned into CGI, do you think he would have been involved in the Great Race movie where he competes in strength? I think he should have come back for that movie. Like, yeah, you have the Black 5. Henry is, you know, the strong engine. But the 9F is just so much more stronger. Like, it's a more impressive engine. I mean, think about it like this. The Black 5 is classified as a 5F, I'm pretty sure. And then the 9F is a 9F. Like, why was Murdoch not brought back? Who knows? Probably because Henry's a main character and he's marketable. Or was at that point in time. But Murdoch should have come back for that, in my opinion. Which era has the worst merch? Honestly, now. We are living in the worst merchandise timeline. I think the All Engines Go toys are bad. But, you know, I don't like All Engines Go. I don't like what it's brought to the table. And that is, I will stand on my belief that it's bad. You know, it doesn't, they don't look like trains. You know, they look like cartoons. And I like Thomas because it was real. And it looked real. And it felt real. That's what I liked about it the most. And, you know, now All Engines Go just took all of that away. Thoughts on the upcoming Thomas movie being made by Mark Forster? I mean, I don't think we've seen any information since that initial, like, thing that came out a couple years ago. So, really, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I just hope it comes out. Did you know Leo Kim Video worked on the first Avengers movie? I did. Leo has worked on some big movies. Like, I was looking at his listings. And he has done some, like, really impressive... he's worked on some really, really good movies. He's worked on. Let me pull it up here. Like, I didn't know that he was. I thought he would. He just. Yeah, no. Like, I didn't know that he's worked on like such big movies. He did Hacksaw Ridge, Mad Max Fury Road, The Avengers, Tomorrow When the War Began, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Stealth, Farscape, The Matrix Revolutions and The Matrix Reloaded, The Quiet American, Red Planet. Like, he has done Mission Impossible 2, The Three Stooges movie, Dog Watch. I guess all the Matrix movies, maybe? I don't know. He's worked on The Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, and Revolutions. Doom Runners, Dark City, All Saints, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Sahara, Race to the Sun. Like, he has got a mass. He's got a fantastic repertoire. I didn't know this until like a couple months ago. But Leo is like, Leo's a star. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a dog. He is 8 or 9 years old now or something like that. Or no, he's 9. Yeah, he's 9 years old. Love him to death. Great little guy. Whoops, kind of jumped ahead. What was your reaction to the normies raging about the Thomas and Rosie ship? I don't really remember that. It's really just a dumb, like, it's stupid, but, you know, it's not worth getting into a tizzy about. I think shipping is stupid for the most part, but no need to get enraged. What would a Thomas fan-made Halloween story that should have been in a Thomas episode? Horrors of Halloween Lake was fantastic, and it ties into season 5, so that would have been so cool to see. What CGI movie do you like, and which one do you hate? I hate Big World, Big Adventures, and Mystic Island Rescue. They suck. And Day of the Diesels, I don't hate. It's just boring. And the ones I like, Blue Mountain Mystery is enjoyable. Actually, no, not so much anymore. But The Adventure Begins is alright. I like it. I enjoy it. Misty Island was garbage! What are you talking about, Mim? No, it was bad. It is a terrible movie. Misty Island was garbage. What are you talking about, Mim? No, it was bad. It is a terrible movie. Where do you think Boko would reside in the show if he returned to CGI? Ooh. I mean, well, obviously Edward's line is a very good candidate. You did not get me on camera saying it was good. Is it a good movie to drink to or watch while high or to make fun of? Yes. Is it a good movie objectively? No. It's a horrible movie. Maybe I thought it was a good movie when it first came out, but not anymore. But yeah, no, I think Boko probably just anywhere. Edward's line is fine. He could also work as a mainline diesel. There we go, chat window. Where did you get Oliver? A mutual friend of my ex was selling their Thomas collection, so I went to them for a bunch of my Tomy stuff, and including Oliver. Do you think that they should release the director's cut of Thomas and the... Didn't they already do that on the Blu-ray? Or like the actual finished director's cut? I think Magic Railroad can not... I don't think it's worth it. I would rather have the pilot tape. I really, really hope. I don't know how feasible it is, but if we get the Down the Mine pilot, that would be so incredible. Like, that, I would say Down the Mine is, like, the most sought-after piece of Thomas Lost Media right now. There are other director's cuts. I mean, maybe for, like a 30th anniversary of Magic Railroad, maybe, or something. I don't know. Magic Railroad is just a thing that exists that sort of ruined the Thomas IP going forward. But I do hope we get the Down the Mine tape. That would be so cool. I am... Shoot. No, screw it. I'm ordering Domino's later. I deserve it. Okay. Oh, that's not a question. What is it like? What is it like living in a townhouse? Do you have any tips on how to handle it? So, sort of the same things that apply to living in like an apartment or a condo. Space you need to be super conscious of. So, like right now, I mean, considering, you know, I have my massive ass collection and I make videos and I have, you know, I like to have my studio space. Getting a desk bed combo, so where the bed is raised up and the desk space is underneath and it's, you know, just one unit, that is a very good thing to do. But I think in any house, the best thing you can do is go minimal. Like, overcrowding sucks. It sucks living in a crowded house. I've never lived in a crowded house, but I've been in crowded houses, and oh my god, it's horrible. So minimalism is a huge thing. But yeah, any small house, townhouse, condo, apartment, tiny home, whatever, be minimal. Less is more. Any thoughts of possibly making a video on the Capsule Play Rail merchandise line? You know, it's really funny because I have a... Oh no, the lotion! I have a, I have 2 capsules, actually. I do have 2 of them. I've had them for a long time, too. I've had them for a good couple years. I've got a porter, and we got a donation. Oh-ho! Thank you, Jake. Thank you so much, Illinois. That's awesome. You are the GOAT. You are the GOAT. But yeah, for Capsule Play Rail, I've got a salty and a porter, and I've been, you know, I was thinking about getting rid of them, but I decided not to. So yeah, I don't know, maybe. I'm not inclined to right now, but it could happen. To clarify Illinois' quote, that is from the movie Bullet Train. I don't know how many of us have seen it here. It is a really good movie. Bullet Train is... That's another one of my favorite movies. I love Bullet Train. I also love Ford v Ferrari. Before I jump down that rabbit hole, there is one character in Bullet Train who loves Thomas the Tank Engine, and he has this sticker sheet. And if you're like a bad person, he labels you as a diesel, and he has a diesel sticker, and that comes into play in the movie. I don't want to spoil it, but Bullet Train is such a good movie. It is, oh, one of my favorite movies of all time. Goated quote as well. So Diesel is, yeah, he's sort of, it's weird, but his main character traits are that he's devious, you know, he thinks much higher of himself than he does of the steam engines. Saw it for the first time 3 days ago. What did you think of it, as a whole? It's a great movie. But yeah, Diesel's shtick is that he's devious, conniving, you know, comes up with his schemes. And that's not always translated well in the show, but there are definitely some episodes where he gets that character trait. But generally, Diesel is not a good engine. Is mean-spirited. Yes. Let's get the chat working again. Back it up to other questions. How do you feel about Tommy Oliver constantly derailing on Switch rails? I hate it, and that's why I don't use them. Thought it was great. Plot was basic, but it was made to be a super fun movie. It was never boring. That, yeah, I agree with that. It keeps piling on and on and on, and then, oh man, the ending, oh, so good. So good. Alrighty, let's see what else we got. What are the best movies from 2010? I don't know. Titanic 2? Oh, Misty Island Rescue. No, that one sucks. Oh, Unstoppable came out in 2010. What else came out? Clash of the Titans. Oh, there was a Narnia movie in 2010. Whoa, There was a Guardians of Gahul movie? Man, I read a good few of those books. That was a very interesting series. Oh, Senna came out in 2010. That's a really good documentary about Ayrton Senna. One of, if not the greatest race car driver ever to live. Yeah, nothing like too interesting that came out apart from Unstoppable and Senna. Did you get Douglas with Oliver? No. Oliver, I bought from that friend, and Douglas I got, long ass time ago. Douglas was my second Trackmaster engine, that I've ever owned. I still have him, and he still works, despite having many rebuilds. What other? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Do you think any characters should have stayed in the movie they appeared in? I've got to be a little more specific. That was a little jarring. Do you think that the Thomas fan-made Halloween episode, The Killing Experiment, was good? I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to give it a watch at some point. Salty Importer might make for a good giveaway prize. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I do kind of like them. I don't know if I want to give them away. Oh, the chat keeps jumping it down. What Tomy Trackmaster 1 engines don't you have? I did talk about that earlier, but... Oh, alright, hold on. My apologies for that. It was not work related. It was dinner related. So there's gonna be sushi for dinner for me, which I am so excited about. But anyways, that was the best part of the stream. Oh man. Thoughts on Toby? Goated character. I think Toby's awesome. Great song for him too. I'm starting to get a little peckish. Are you a fan of NASCAR / racing stuff? Not really NASCAR. I mean, I'm more of a casual car guy. Like I've got a list of cars that I really like. I play racing games, and it's it's a fun little side hobby that I don't really mess with all too often anymore. But yeah, like racing and NASCAR stuff, not so much. I do really like the first 2 Gran Turismo games on the PS1. Those are great games. Thoughts on Trackmaster Misty Island Rescue? Honestly, the sets they made for Misty Island Rescue for Trackmaster were pretty fun, and they're pretty cool, despite the movie sucking. Check your DMs. Oh no. Oh boy. There you go. I will try and make it to your stream, Mim. I cannot guarantee it at this point. Do you think Tomy should have made Season 1 trucks? Not really. Season 1, like, freight cars were a very, they're more obscure. It's not something that you see that often. I mean, it should have been Season 1, and that was it. So, by that point, I don't think it really would have been worth it. What is the best movie from this year? From 2024, I got no clue. I don't watch movies anymore. Or I don't watch new movies, rather. I don't really go out to the theater to watch stuff. Do you think that Proteus should have had more episodes? I mean, what they did with him was fine. So, not really a huge deal. Oh, okay, so here was the call. Oh, that's funny. I do not have a partner. I haven't really been looking. I'm too busy, mostly. But should soon. Should probably think about it soon. But yeah, just past couple years, after I broke off my last relationship, it has not been a priority. All right. Oh my God, no, what's going off? Muted MTI on the phone was better? Wow. Alright, I see how it is. What is your opinion of Neil the Box Tank Engine? I think Neil had potential. Neil is a very interesting character that I would have loved to have seen. Like, I think the easiest place for Neil to have been would have been the CGI era. Like, if Skarloey was telling the stories from very old engines, Neil would have fit in. And they could have done more with him in those too. But yeah, I think Neil is a cool engine. That was even better than the wall stream. Go back to muted stream. Wow. Oh, that's funny as hell. Yeah, I'll get on a call with TMS and we'll just talk, and I'll just stream that and it's muted the whole time. How was your Halloween? I worked and I did a lot of work. That was my Halloween. All right. Thoughts on the new Thomas Wooden Railway reboot? Interesting. The new designs are pretty cool. But I'm just not. By the time that was announced and was coming out, I had already sort of moved on from collecting Wooden Railway stuff. Are you a fan of the Cars movies? Yeah, to a degree. I think Cars 1 is the best. I like that one a lot. Cars 3 is alright. Cars 2 is abysmal. I don't like Cars 2. Yes. Favorite Tommy character? Thomas. Do you think Samson replaced Neil? Not necessarily. It's possible, but I don't want to say yes to that. You go back and answer what? Yeah, I did answer that one earlier, and there it will be included in the video that covers like all the questions that were asked in this stream. Do you have any Thomas theories or headcanons? Where's Adam when you need him? But yeah, I do. I have some headcanons about what do you call it? About Tallyland and Dalgok being Smudger and the ghost engine from Duncan gets spooked. I'll make a video on that at some point, but it's interesting. I'm sad Tug didn't cover it in his video, but I understand why he didn't. Oh man, we have caught up to chat again. Let's go. Do you feel like the adventure begins could have started when Edward first came to Sodor? No, no. I think the consensus is that Edward and Thomas built the Northwestern. That would have been too long. That would have defeated Thomas showing up, but the adventure begins is enjoyable, but it's something that really only works in the CGI canon, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not meant it's in the context that the Tallyclin Railway doesn't exist in the model series, which there's a lot of evidence that says it doesn't. Just saying. Here we go. I'll do is that gonna work? Okay, that works. We have Oh, he slipped for a second. I thought he was going over. Alright, we have Thomas on the mic. The consensus, it's the Audrey Law, but yes, they built the NWR main line. Okay. Whew. What is your favorite Bachmann, Hornby, Tomy track? That is a large range of engines to cover. Bachmann, probably Henry, because I have one. That's the only one that I have. It's nice. It's a nice model. It means a lot to me. Hornby, probably Oliver. Really good-looking model. Tomy, exclusive. I don't know. Tomy Trackmaster, Thomas. Answer that one the most, surprisingly. Thomas is hanging out on the mic. What's your opinion on Audrey? I think he was really smart. You know, he had a lot of passion for for Thomas and Friend, or for the Railway series rather, and for the world that he created. And you know, I appreciate the level of detail that he put into that. You know, even though it was just children's bedtime stories, it turned into an entire, turned into what we have today with the community, all the theories that you can come up with for Thomas the Tank Engine. Just it's impressive is what it is. And, I appreciate, all the work that went into that. Do you think Wilbert had potential? I think he did. I don't know why they sent him away. I mean, he should have stayed. He was a cool character. Did you used to own any Take and Play Thomas characters and sets? Not Take and Play, but I had a Take Along. I had the Works one with the Dirty Percy. And then I had a Take and Play Bridge expansion pack. But yeah, I never really got too far into take and play. Which Playroll Trackmaster do you think has the best face? Ooh. Okay. If I'm being completely honest, that one, I think it's the Hit Toys RC Thomas that has that one smiling face. That one is really good. I also really like Diesel 10. Diesel 10s is really good. But I think for the most part, Tomy really did a good job with the faces. Tomy Trackmaster faces are mostly pretty good. There were a few here and there, like Rusty's face. Like they could have used a different one. Why they used the Season 4 one on his large-scale portrayal, who knows. But most of them do really good. I like James's too. James's got a good face. What engine do you wish was in CGI? Duke. They could have done some good stuff with Duke. But no. Well, honestly, at the point at which the CGI timeline is in, Duke hadn't been found, technically. So, yeah. Could you do a video on your wooden railway collection? That is going to be next weekend's stream. I'm going to pull out the wooden trains and we'll do some with them. But yeah, so the wooden stuff will happen. That'll be a stream. Shouldn't be a question, but do you know what HOI 4 is? I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, Hearts of Iron 4. Okay. I think I've heard of Hearts of Iron, but I don't really know what it's about. All right, I think the last question will be this question from Ethan Sorensen, and we will call it for that. Just update the stream title real quick. Okay, this is it. Last two questions. What would be one Thomas character you feel had potential but didn't have a storyline? Probably Boko. No, Derek. There's so many. A lot of the secondary and tertiary characters could have had a lot of screen time. If you saw a Thomas genie that would grant you one wish that had to do with Thomas, like the whole franchise, the books, the show, the merchandise, what? If you saw a Thomas genie that would grant you one wish? Okay. My wish would be I would wish for an open warehouse, and a really big one at that contains every single piece of official Tomy Trackmaster 1 Playrail, and more than just the Thomas Playrail, like every Playrail merch in one. All of the Erdl stuff, all of the classic Wooden Railway stuff up to 2000, up to like Great Discovery era. And I don't have to pay for the warehouse or any of the stuff. It's all free. And I can use as much electricity as I want in the warehouse. And it has amenities and living quarters in a corner, and I can do videos in there. That would be phenomenal. Oh, and it has all of the, it has a TV that has it's got all the classic DVDs and everything. Okay. That was a pretty pretty good stream. I did cover Daisy. We are stopping the questions now. How long did we stream for? Almost 3 hours. That's pretty good. That is a pretty good stream. We got like 713 views as well. Looks like we peaked at 28. Yeah, we peaked at 28 viewers early on too. But we did pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Also made 14 bucks. So, hey, that's a W. Maybe I should stream more often. But yeah, that's gonna, I think that'll call it for today. I need to get some food in my stomach. I need to eat. I haven't eaten all day, so probably do that. But 14 bucks. $5. Oh man, I forgot about that meme. Oh, good times, good times. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't be a stinker. Have a great day.